And hello everybody, welcome back to today's live stream, guys. In today's one, before we do get into today's live stream, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Couldn't quite get my words out there at the start. But yeah, guys, in today's sort of live stream, I'm going to be discussing some big talking points ahead of our return. We are on the kind of other side of the international break now. I think a few more games left to play. I think Scotland, England, and all that sort of playing. They've got a couple more games left, and then of course that's it. All eyes basically turn towards the huge game on Saturday against Hibernian, where excitement is starting to build. We have got a bit of a Rangers fix today, as well as Felipe Clement is going to be addressing the media this afternoon at Ibrox, and basically a full sort of live press conference, and will be asked all sorts of questions going forward. However, just ahead of that, I just wanted to discuss maybe possibly what could big talking points that there could be for as he takes over. One of those questions being raised by a lot of Rangers fans recently has been with regards to the captaincy. Does people still think James Tavernier should be captain going forward? The starting 11, what's he going to be going for? We know there has been a certain few favourites. If you look at the senior players, they've kind of been able to come into the team, play stinkers week in and week out, but still manage to keep their place going forward. So I just wanted to discuss like the sort of big talking points, and is he going to be making some big decisions coming into this Rangers team, and are we going to start to see things change from what we've been basically used to? You know, you see managers take over jobs down south, and big managers come in and make real huge decisions, whether it be, I use Erik ten Hag for an example. You know, Cristiano Ronaldo managed to sort of offload him. He made that huge decision with regards to him. He also then stripped the captaincy of Harry Maguire and gave it to another player, and just made big decisions like that. And I feel like within our team there is decisions and there is calls that need to be made, and something that could be made going forward. One of the main ones, of course, one of the main talking points that a lot of Rangers fans will give you is, should James Tavernier still be the captain of Rangers Football Club? Look, he's been the captain since Steven Gerrard came in, and everybody knows my thoughts with regards to James Tavernier. I absolutely love him, and I think, you know, going forward, he's probably one of the greatest modern day fullbacks I've ever seen in a long time. But some may argue, is James Tavernier captain's material? Is he a captain? Is he a proper captain? Is he a leader that probably people see, you know, maybe leads with what he does on the training pitch, but is he a proper leader? And for me, I think that the judgment on Tavernier has often always been quite harsh, but I do see Rangers fans' points of views as to why they would have maybe reserves that maybe wanting to try and change the captaincy going forward. So could that be a big decision that Clement may have to make? Now, other decisions that will have to be made as well is to the starting 11. Now, I'm looking at the game against Hibernian this weekend, and you're probably going to go see it straight away. I can kind of see how the starting 11 would be under sort of Michael Beale, how it would have been under Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. But is Felipe Clement going to be coming in and making big decisions with regards to the personnel? Some players that haven't been performing recently, if you look at the likes of Lundstrom's within the middle of the park, you could maybe make a case for the defenders. You could also make a case for some of the attacking players as well, that they can kind of keep onto their jersey no matter how bad they play. So again, I think there is some big decisions that need to be made by Clement going forward, and I'd be really interested to see if he does voice those in today's press conference, and if he does make some real bold decisions ahead of the game against Hibernian, because sometimes you got to do that. You got to do that too as you come in as a manager. You got to try and make these huge decisions and try and change and impact the team in the way you would want to. But guys, do let me know your thoughts first and foremost. I'll just keep it on that question just for now. Do you think James Tavernier should be the captain of Rangers Football Club? As I said, let me know down there in the live chat. I'm interested to see. I've always said I don't have a problem with James Tavernier being the captain. I think he leads by example. I think someone's just said there in the live chat that he does lead by example. He's a player that Probably, yes, has got defensive mistakes in him. Yes, sometimes you people use him as a scapegoat. But, 9 times out of 10, he's always probably one of our best and most consistent performers. Even when we've been going in dark patches, this guy comes up with the goals. His numbers are insane. So I would probably stick with James Tavernier as captain personally, but I can see people's why people would question it and why maybe Clement might select someone else going forward. But let's have a little look down there in the live chat. So the Trying Scotsman says Tav is a modern captain. We'll never see a Goff or a Butcher ever again. It's 2023. Football has moved on. Yeah, I think I understand that one as well, because I understand maybe some of the older guys and all the older women or older Rangers fans that would probably be like, look, you need that sort of leader on the park. And you could probably see it nowadays. If you looked at Manchester United, people would go, Roy Keane would be that sort of leader, if you like, that captain that doesn't just lead by example, but it's very vocal on the park and kind of does all the rest of it. But nowadays, if you look at the captain, it's more of a, Bruno Fernandes or something like that, which isn't that sort of character. But I can understand why some of the older generation like those more authoritative ones, but you can be a leader in a different way, just as the Trying Scotsman said. By leading by example and putting in performances. And we don't know what he's like behind closed doors. Does he take responsibility? Is he somebody that everybody looks up to? Is he a sort of thing? But one thing for certain, there has been 3 managers in place and he's always been the captain. So he must be doing something right, is one thing I would say. He's been the captain only for 2 trophies out of 12. It's not really good enough, is it? But that's a team collective. That buck doesn't just fall with James Tavernier. Butland should be made captain for the simple reason that no outfield player will be safe of being dropped. Make Tav vice captain, says the Bricky78. Louise Vise says, I have a feeling Rascan could be the captain as he is also Belgian. I'm not too sure. I mean, I don't really want my captain to be discussing about his using Rangers as a stepping stone as he goes on to the Premier League or something like that. I'm not really into that. Goldson deserves to be captain, says Football Guy. Brian Hamilton says serial losing captain for a serial losing team. Tav has always wore the badge with pride and consistently tried to perform. He's stuck with the club through thick and thin. Changing the captain would disservice him, in my opinion. I guess a good shout. I don't know Felipe Clement's character. I don't know if he's going to come in and make crazy decisions. I don't know if he's going to come in and try and upheaval and try and make a point. But I can't see him stripping Tavernier of the captaincy, in my personal opinion. But look, we've seen stuff happen when new managers take over the helm. They do make quite outlandish decisions and go out there. Tav will stay captain until the summer. It would be a massive statement if Clement changes the captain as his first change. Again, yeah, he's probably just only come through the door. I'm not sure that he would definitely go for that. But I can't see Tavernier definitely getting dropped. But Tavernier is just one conversation, guys. Tavernier is one talking point that we're having and we're discussing. The only player I think everybody's correct about within this Rangers team that actually has a space, especially for the starting 11 on Saturday, is Jack Butland. He's the first name on the team sheet, of course. He's the number 1 goalkeeper. He's probably been one of the only players that's consistently performed so far this season. So I would say, personally, there's only one player who actually has a starting position so far within this Rangers team. Of course, Todd Campbell is set to be coming back very soon. I watched his podcast earlier on today. He was featuring on there. He's a good guy. I mean, I like Todd. I like the way he speaks, and he does back it up, to be fair. Since arriving in January, he has been a fairly consistent performer and a player that I've really liked. I like his energy, so I do think he's a player that will come in and play a big role for us going forward, especially after he comes back from injury. But there is some big decisions to be made, especially to that starting 11. I know we haven't got the luxury at the moment of having a complete roster to pick from, because we have got a few injuries, but certainly no player's place is currently safe at the start of this season. By what we've seen at the start of this season, I can't see. There's only Jack Butland for me, really, that has his starting 11 all but confirmed for the game on Saturday against Hibernian. Apart from that, it's all up for grabs. There's jerseys to be won all over the park, as I said, apart from the goalkeeping position. Ross Mitchell says, I would stick Tav as he is a leader in the dressing room, so let Clement see how it goes with him and then get to January and then it will see what happens with the team. Again, I think, as everyone would say, that I don't think he would ever strip Tavernier of the captaincy, and especially not straight away. That can be kind of a bit of an upheaval move straight away and could probably upset the balance in the dressing room, if you like, if he just comes in the first day, he does and goes, right, you're not the captain anymore, this is going to be the captain. I would think he would probably see something happen over a good couple of weeks and then gauge it, or as you just said there, until January, and then see if he wants to make his own changes and implement his own changes. I don't think he would be that rash about something where he would literally come in and go, right, he's no longer the captain, this guy's the captain now, because he doesn't know the team well enough just yet. So yeah, but there's still so many decisions to be made across the park. Big talking points. I'm looking forward to hearing what he's got to say earlier on. There's things that there's questions that I would love to ask. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to ask them, but I've liked the way he's kind of addressed things. He's kind of kept us on the fact that we're concentrating on ourselves at the moment, which is very, very important. And the main message so far that he's kind of gave off is we're there to win. We want to win every single game, focus on our own garden, and see where we are going forward as the weeks move on. But certainly there is a lot of big talking points. There's a lot of questions set to be raised ahead of our return this weekend against Hibernian. But for one thing, I'm starting to get excited just to see how we are going to set up, how everything's going to be changed, and certainly see what that first starting 11 looks like under the new manager. Hopefully something really, really special going forward. Robbie McCrory will be liked. Clement, I think the same way of Yilmaz. Captain is the only face of the club. It's not going to change the way we play. It's Clement's tactics. And what can we get out of this mob that counts more than anything? We need a new right back, just like Yilmaz. I'm not sure Sterling has that. Again, well, Sterling's come in. He's come good from good pedigree. A player that still has something to prove. The jury's still out on. But yeah, time will certainly tell with regards to him if he's going to be a long-term replacement. But you know, Tavernier's proved the doubters wrong at all times. But who knows? Why couldn't Tavernier push up further? I've always raised that question, that why couldn't he play as a sort of winger, as a right winger? We haven't got wingers at the moment. I think Tavernier he's probably our most prolific player. So to actually take that defensive strain off of him, I think it actually worked quite well for Tavs. But I'm not sure. It's never been done before. I think he's come out and said that he would like to play up front once or twice before, Tavernier personally. So it'd be interesting to see. But yeah, we will be live later on. It will be live later on, guys, going through the sort of press conference. As I said, a lot of questions to be had. There is some big talking points ahead, of course, the game, the starting 11, the captaincy, all these things. But it's starting to seriously heat up. We'll hear from the manager a bit later on. Players will return over the next couple of days as well as the international break comes to an end. And it's all eyes on Saturday for that first game. Really, really can't wait to see. 2:45 p.m. Yeah, just at 2:45. I think it's live on the Rangers YouTube channel, by the way. Tav gets a hard time. Okay, his defending can be questions at times, but he's saved us so many times. He's an unbelievable scorer. I think so as well. People just probably don't like the fact that he's not a sort of modern day captain, but if you look across the whole world, really, at the moment, if you look down in the Premier League as well, no, there isn't that sort of Barry Ferguson captain anymore. Those sort of really vocal guys, Roy Keanes and all that. They're kind of more of the leader, that they kind of lead by example, lead by their performances rather than being the really loud guy on the park. So again, just to clarify and give my point, I think Tavernier should and will stay as captain. I do think he's been the most consistent. He's not really put a foot wrong. People going, oh, he's 2 trophies in the last 12 years. But that's not his fault. As a total, it's not just Tavernier is the reason as to why we've only won 2 trophies. I think he's probably been the most consistent performer over those years as well. So to say that he should be stripped because he's been leading this team into that haven't been great, there's loads more variables as to just Tavernier's performances that put us into that area. But yeah, guys, that's it really. As I said, we're going to hear from the big man a bit later on, and then it's all eyes on that game on Saturday. But just to finish off today's live stream, just let us know your thoughts down there in the old comment section below. With regards to the captaincy, let me know your starting 11 for Saturday. Whose position is safe? Who do you think Clement's going to be getting the best out of? Do you think youth are going to be implemented in his first starting 11? Just let me know those sorts of thoughts with regards to Hibernian this Saturday. And as I said, yeah, I'll get down in the comment section too. But thank you for tuning in. Hit the old like button, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.